Tomatoes have a long and fascinating journey that stretches back centuries, from their origins in South America to becoming one of the most widely grown crops in home gardens across the world. What makes tomatoes so special is not just their flavour, but the way they reflect the skill and patience of the person growing them. In this Evergreen Patch Guide, you're going to learn the complete tomato gardening process from the ground up, the same way growers have refined it over generations. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly how to prepare your soil, plant correctly, manage water and nutrients, protect your plants, and harvest tomatoes at their peak. Before we get into the details, take a moment to support the Evergreen Patch channel. If you enjoy practical gardening knowledge and real farming insights like this video, share it with someone who loves growing their own food, leave a comment about your favorite tomato variety, and subscribe so you don't miss future guides. Now let's get straight into the process that turns a simple seed into a productive tomato plant. The process begins with soil preparation, and this is where most successful tomato gardens are made. Tomatoes are heavy feeders, which means they demand rich, well-drained soil packed with nutrients. Start by loosening the soil to a depth of at least 10 to 12 inches to allow roots to expand freely. Remove any weeds or debris that might compete for nutrients. The most important step is adding organic matter. Compost, well-rotted manure, or aged plant material improves both soil fertility and structure. Good tomato soil should hold moisture without becoming waterlogged and should feel loose rather than compact. Slightly acidic soil, with a pH between 6.0 and 6.8, supports optimal nutrient uptake and strong growth. Planting tomatoes properly sets the tone for the entire season. Unlike many crops, tomato plants benefit from being planted deeper than they originally grew. When transplanting seedlings, bury a portion of the stem below the soil surface. Roots will develop along the buried stem, creating a stronger, more stable plant. Spacing is equally important. Each plant needs room for air to circulate, which helps prevent disease. Most varieties perform well when spaced about 18 to 24 inches apart. Choosing a sunny location is essential, as tomatoes require at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily to produce healthy fruit. Watering tomatoes is, a balancing act that requires consistency. Tomatoes thrive when the soil remains evenly moist, but not soaked. Deep watering a few times a week is far more effective than light, frequent watering. This encourages roots to grow deeper into the soil, making plants more resilient during dry periods. Watering at the base of the plant rather than on the leaves helps prevent fungal diseases. Early morning is the best time to water because it reduces evaporation and allows plants to absorb moisture before the heat of the day. Uneven watering often leads to problems like cracked fruit or blossom end rot, which can ruin an otherwise healthy crop. Fertilizing tomatoes ensures they have the nutrients needed to move from leafy growth into strong fruit production. At the beginning, a balanced fertilizer helps plants establish themselves. As the plants begin to flower, switching to a fertilizer higher in phosphorus and potassium supports fruit development. Organic options such as compost tea or liquid seaweed feed the plant gradually and improve soil health over time. Over-fertilizing with nitrogen should be avoided because it produces lush green leaves at the expense of fruit. Paying attention to how your plants look is, honestly, one of the best guides. Strong stems, deep green leaves and steady flowering are signs that feeding is on track. Tomato plants need physical support as they grow, and this step is often overlooked by beginners. Staking or caging keeps the plants upright, prevents fruits from touching the ground, and improves airflow. This simple practice reduces disease risk and makes harvesting easier. Pruning also plays a role in maintaining healthy plants. Removing excess side shoots allows the plant to focus energy on producing fruit rather than unnecessary foliage. Well-managed plants are not only more productive, but also easier to care for throughout the season. Pest and disease control is part of every tomato garden, and managing it effectively requires attention and consistency. Common pests such as aphids, whiteflies, and caterpillars can damage leaves and reduce yields. Natural control methods work best for long-term success. Introducing beneficial insects, using neem oil sprays, and regularly inspecting plants can keep infestations under control. Diseases such as blight or mildew are often linked to poor airflow or excess moisture on leaves. Proper spacing, careful watering, and removing affected leaves early can prevent these problems from spreading. Healthy plants are always more resistant, so good soil and proper care remain your strongest defense. Harvesting tomatoes is the reward for all the effort invested throughout the season. Timing is critical because tomatoes develop their best flavor when they ripen fully on the plant. A ripe tomato should feel firm but slightly soft and display a deep, even color depending on the variety. Harvesting regularly encourages the plant to keep producing more fruit. Using gentle handling when picking prevents damage to both the fruit and the plant. Freshly harvested tomatoes are best enjoyed soon after picking, when their flavor is at its peak. Growing tomatoes is a process rooted in tradition, skill, and careful observation. Each stage, from preparing the soil to picking the final fruit, reflects a method that has been refined over generations of growers. With the right approach, even a small garden can produce a steady supply of fresh, flavorful tomatoes throughout the season. If you found this guide useful, make sure you subscribe to the Evergreen Patch channel for more in-depth gardening content. Share this with fellow growers. Leave a comment about your tomato growing experience and keep building your skills with every season.